AKA Padders TGIF. Very exciting day today. No, I'm not talking about how I'm just constantly darkening myself because I have to do these videos with the windows open. But it's an exciting day because out there, we're supposed to get some snow today. Can we? Yes. I mean, look, winter. Like, a lot of people say winter sucks. How you live in Philly, you get all 4 seasons. That would drive me crazy. It gets too cold, it gets too hot. I'm a 4 seasons guy. I need some snow. Well, real quick though. Okay, get yourself some coffee. We got some things to talk about. Did you get your coffee? Did you get your first appearance of Black Panther? This is not the original. It's a reproduction. But you know what? It's a 1-to-1 reproduction. It has all the ads. These editions that Marvel puts out is their absolute best thing that Marvel's putting out, by the way. And why are we talking about this? Look, it's Black History Month. Wakanda Forever just dropped on February 1st on Disney+. I keep watching that movie. I've seen it roughly 4 times now, like all the way through. Now, given some of that is drawing table time, I'll just play it on my tablet. When you're subconsciously able to listen to a movie while you're working, there's so much more you retain. But moving on, we're talking about this because look, you all know I'm a Jack Kirby guy. You all know I'm a Stan Lee guy. I'm a two-headed dragon type of guy. And the rise of the Black Panther, like Black Panther coming from complete obscurity, no action figures, no merchandise, never on t-shirts, any trade paperback or hardcover or reproduction was a dream. There was no demand for it. And then they make this movie. Not this movie, Captain America Civil War, and the rumor, like the idea of how they were going to use Wakanda and the Black Panther to kind of set things motion, that leaked out very early, and it wasn't confirmed. And that was a part of the frenzy and this love affair everyone developed with the Marvel movies. I remember when people like first started to put together that the Infinity Gems were within the Marvel Cinematic Universe and how that information like trickled down from like movie to movie. It was fun. It was exhilarating. It did fire the imagination. It got that dopamine going. And we saw a rise for Black Panther in real time. I mean, it's literally a character that was featured as a side character in the larger landscape of Captain America Civil War, propelling T'Challa and Wakanda into that Black Panther movie. That Black Panther movie, it's got these like formulaic elements to it, but it's fun. It moves fast. You can follow the plot. It's cool as hell, and that's the key. They made the Black Panther cooler than a cucumber, and we were all there to witness it, and that's where it became important because the people chose that, right? The Black Panther movie had the same amount of advertising than all the other Marvel movies, but it popped. It popped regardless of advertising because the people chose it and the people spoke with their dollar. And this is something like on this very channel we talk about a lot, where the people choose. And so much when it comes to hindsight or retconning like actual history, people ignore that fact. They ignore the fact that the people do choose. And here's some craziness. The people chose the Michael Bay Transformer movies. The people choose Fast and Furious. The people will do it. Not the advertising, not the marketing. That's just to make a choice, so you know what the choices are when you go to the movie theater. That's what the advertising and marketing does. But the Black Panther became more and more of a fascination of mine, because I know that there was like huge gaps within the Marvel's publishing of how this character was featured, how he was used, and his rise into the modern day. And now he's just like the character is just a straight up staple. Now, I mean, look. It's completely dumb and ridiculous that the Black Panther ever wielded any Infinity Gauntlet. Okay, that's part of the fracturing and the break and the lack of editorial at Marvel. But we have to have a look at his first appearance here. Fantastic Four. I always forget the issue number. 52. July. Let's have a look. Here it is, aka Patters. Fantastic Four 52. Hey, right before the movie, before Civil War, the original for this, it was affordable. You could get a fair copy for like $100. Good luck with that now. But let's clear this out. And look, as a reminder, I also draw. I also create comics. We were live streaming this not too long ago. This is Tequila, the Black Panther in the original Jack Kirby design. Yeah, not even updating it. We're adding a couple of dangles here and there, but we're just having fun. Hopefully soon I'm going to do another live stream of this where I color it. And look, we're out, making comics, doing things. Also, throughout this month, because I'll say it, January is going to go into February. We are working on Sanuary. This is a do-it-yourself comic that, hey, we like comics here. We like comics on this channel. This is just so freaking cool. I love these reproductions. Look, I understand the need to kind of lust over the originals, but we're here just for the story. We're here for the presentation. We're here to maybe pick up a couple things, a couple tips that can help us in the future. I gotta point out on this cover though, check out the Kirby tech. I mean, it is unbelievable, and this kind of goes into the book as well. It's a very subtle plot point, but I'll get into it. So let's just crack this open. Okay, I mean, if you bought this off the stands, you would just be like, oh my god, here, the Black Panther's giant, he's going to, why is he so big? But no, he's actually above the Fantastic Four, he's stalking them, and this is a flash forward. We're not to the scene yet, but here's the awesome, this is a part of storytelling, this is a part of selling a character. Showing off a new character is we see him on the cover, we open up the book, we get more of the Black Panther, we get the full title, we get a full shot of him, but then we're moving on, and we also set up Wyatt Wingfoot, a forgotten supporting character of the FF. Fantastic Four were just gifted a car from the mystery nation of Wakanda, and Reed Richards is like, oh my god, this is so cool. Yeah, I'll come meet your king. We could also use a vacation. And this dude's like, hey, all expenses paid. And Reed Richards is like, hey, did he just take a piece of metal out from his robe? And it appears that he's communicating across the globe with a little piece of metal that he pulled out of his robe. Hilarious, right? I mean, who could ever have imagined cell phones? But we get some awesome Kirby energy trickle here. We got some space sprites. I call these space sprites, but they're kind of like shots, little explosions that Kirby would draw in space. But then, boom, we're at Wakanda. Our little idol is rising up. Now, we're not showing off the technology of Wakanda yet. We're not showing off how advanced they are. If you look in the background, this is almost like a Time magazine photograph or a Life magazine photograph where we see the tribal warfare of Africa. This is a setup here. This is a very intelligent panel because it sets us up for what's to come. T'Challa, boom, boom, boom. He's working the dashboard. We don't see it, but he pulls out his costume. Back when costumes, check this out. Back when costumes were folded, this is how Tony Stark's Iron Man costume used to look in his briefcase. But boom, red background, red and black, Team Wolfpack forever. We got Black Panther ready to go. And now we cut to Johnny Storm in college. His friend Wyatt Lightfoot just sleeping, too busy. He's dreaming of Crystal. Ben Grimm comes. He literally picks up Johnny, getting him from college. They're off. They're like, hey, we know you're on break from college. You want to go to like Africa, get a free vacation? He's like, yeah. And then boom, here we go. This is a little bit of the editorial I always stress. We have a complete side tangent of Karnak, of the Inhumans, trying to break the negative zone and find the weak spot of the negative zone. You can see here he's unsuccessful. Think about that, okay? And we turn the page, a little bit more of a setup. The caption here is like, hey, let's just get back to the Fantastic Four. I hope you appreciated that teaser. So we relatively waste like almost 2 full pages in a setup to something that's going to happen later. Now we're inside Wakanda. So we see the difference. We see the difference. We see the setup. The technology, they're advanced. They're ready to go. Fantastic Four, they're being guided. Lightfoot's still sleeping. And then this is interesting. These captions are interesting because they describe the jungle changing, and they describe these like vibrations and this energy that's coming through the rocks and the trees. And basically the caption says that the trees, the boulders, everything at a point in the jungle is manipulated. It's manipulated essentially by vibranium. And this is almost I want to say like this is allegorical to where the jungle itself is now a piece of technology from Wakanda, but we are also within the technology of Wakanda. And then you guessed it, the Fantastic Four get attacked. The Black Panther's like, oh yeah, you guys wanted to come on a hunting trip? Guess what? You're being hunted. And they fight. Okay, look, he tricks a Human Torch, gets him into a vacuum sealed giant piece of Tupperware. You know, he diminishes Ben Grimm by giving Ben Grimm a liquid that weakens him. So Ben Grimm is just groggy this entire time. Lightfoot runs off. Lightfoot here even references, he's like, you know, like there's such an energy, there's such a power coming from some of these devices. And he's kind of just like following his nose, following his ear. And then we get the war drums. We get the Wakanda army flat out just trying to assassinate the Fantastic Four. But, you know, like they're cheer-free. You know, Ben Grimm is still cracking jokes there. This is a great page because the Black Panther is stalking the Invisible Woman and or the other way. And he basically isolates her, and he studied her so much that he's able to move close enough to her because he knows when she's discovered, she's going to throw up her invisible force field. And he moves within the force field and is able to gas her. Ben Grimm is just drinking water that he finds in the laboratory, and the Black Panther is like, look, you Brooklyn idiot, I knew you were going to do this. That water you're drinking is just going to mess you up further. Ben Grimm gives the Black Panther like a full shot, and the Black Panther takes it. Now this is the Black Panther is just a guy, okay? There's no suit, there's no midi-chlorians in him, there's no technology of his suit. It's just a suit, but he takes the punch, and he's able, like, it's almost like he tricks him, but he doesn't. But Ben Grimm basically punches a cooling system, like a coolant, and he freezes himself. He freezes himself. Guys, these are comic books from the 60s. And then we have Lightfoot. Lightfoot is making his way around the lab. He's doing good supporting character spy work. This panel I absolutely love. This is my favorite panel of the entire book, kind of with the magenta background and just the motion here, the hand, perfect. And then we get the Black Panther trying to take out Reed Richards. He cuts the lights. They're jumping all over the place. Black Panther is anticipating every single move. And then he tricks Reed Richards and doing one final attack. And he has these arms. These arms grab him. But then all of a sudden the Human Torch comes out of nowhere. And he's like, yo. He's like, what happened? I had you guys all wrapped up. And then we get what happened. Lightfoot's like, look, buddy. You didn't calculate me. You didn't calculate a regular person. and now a regular person helped all these heroes escape, and now we got you, buddy. And here we go. Great cliffhanger. Now, keep in mind, I always said within an issue, we have to reset everything. So the Fantastic Four here, okay, their state is equal to where they are here when they get picked up. Everything's back to normal. Nothing changed. And they're like, look, Black Panther, you have to fess up. So he takes his mask off and he goes, I will tell you guys everything. Cliffhanger, next issue, the reason why. The reason why the Black Panther went after and tricked the Fantastic Four. People, amazing cliffhanger. You want to read the next issue. You're so curious about the character. And the character himself really never picked up steam until Captain America Civil War. And then a flood of Black Panther stories and content stemmed from that movie alone. And the reason why we always stay true to the characters and we have strict editorial on what we can do with the characters and who uses the characters and this and that, it's because when they finally pop, they have to be somewhat polished and maintained. They can't be corrupted. Black Panther really stayed who he was up until, you know, that dumb Battle World stuff where he's holding the Infinity Gauntlet. I still can't deal with that. And then, look, check out, I love this Hulk sweatshirt here. Here comes the Incredible Hulk. There goes the Incredible Hulk. I might do a riff on that for a t-shirt available through my site. But people, here it is, Fantastic Four 52. All right, so we're done with this one. So coming up next and coming up soon, wow, there's 4 of these. I don't know where the third one is. Black Panther, Panther's Prey. This is easily, by far, the greatest Black Panther story ever put on paper, ever put on pages. That's my next Black Panther video. And we're going to explore a little bit more of the Black Panther and his different media on my podcast, aka Pad the Film Buff. That's available on every single podcast platform. We're over 500 episodes deep on that podcast, so you know, check that out. But look, we're rocking and rolling. I have to hit that drawing table. You know, this might be the beginning of just through the weekend, a round and a run of comic book videos, comic book discussions, because I'm an obsessive idiot. I love you. Goodbye. Rock and roll. Hey!